Hello, welcome to the PokeMMO Pokemon Stadium YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Alright, and before we dive into our walkthrough episodes, I must mention some disclaimers as well as some ground rules. So, disclaimer number one is that there are no HM slaves in my party, and that is due to having all the move Okronas, which can be obtained from the PokeMMO gift shop. And disclaimer number two is that I do not receive any compensation from PokeMMO if you do make purchases in the gift shop. In fact, I make purchases myself because I enjoy giving back to PokeMMO. And also, when you purchase from the gift shop, you are helping PokeMMO pay off their server expenses. So thank you so much to those who have donated to PokeMMO. And now let's go ahead and go into our ground rules. So rule number one is that I tried to use as much music from the original Pokemon Stadium game just to enhance the Pokemon Stadium feel while playing PokeMMO. As for the Pokemon cries, I used a mod for that, which I can link down in the description below. However, the mod only works on laptop or desktop, but not on mobile. So, the mod has cries for Pokemon in Generation 1 through Generation 2, but the Pokemon that we're allowed to use is from Generation 1. So, let's go ahead and here as an example, let's go ahead and hear Charmander's cry. There you go. And that's what to expect with that mod. Alright. And Kingler's cry, the original person that recorded the YouTube video for all the Pokemon cries, he or she forgot to remove the cat. So when you hear Kingler's cry, you can hear a cat. So keep in mind that's not fully representative of Kingler's cry, but Kingler's cry is still dominant, but the cat is what was there during the recording. So just keep in mind that Kingler's cry may be not fully representative, but you can still hear the original cry from the cat. Rule number three is that there are going to be some sequences that are unavoidable. So that is rule number three. So in other words, starter battles. So starter battles in Kanto, Sinnoh, and Unova are unavoidable. The Zigzagoon encounter in Hoenn is unavoidable, and I'm forced to use newer generation Pokemon. But once those battles are done, I do plan to stow away the Pokemon right away and use my selected team, because my selected team is from Generation 1, to keep the Pokemon Stadium feel to it, to the walkthrough. So that is rule number three. Rule number four is that I have been quite liberal when it comes to moves. So in other words, I allow moves from generations after Pokemon Stadium, and that's due to the slight difficulty curve here on PokeMMO. And for example, I let my Pokemon learn Energy Ball, or I let my Pokemon learn Giga Drain, the moves that are not from the Generation 1 move roster. However, the Pokemon, that is something I would like to discuss. So when I was selecting my team, I was selecting Pokemon that cannot evolve into forms from later generations. As a brief example of this, I did not allow Slowpoke to be picked, because Slowpoke could evolve into Slowking, which is a Generation 2 Pokemon. So basically, made sure that I can't make errors in the walkthrough. Yeah, and as for Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, since they had a pre-evolution, I just evolved Tyrogue at level 20. So Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan can be used, but if the Pokemon can evolve into something a little later, then those Pokemon are prohibited from being used in the walkthrough. Also, if I catch any wild Pokemon, I do plan to stow them away in the PC, but they can't be used in a battle. They can't be used in the story mode. So basically, I've built teams, and I have to go buy those teams because those teams are from Generation 1 Pokemon. So, yeah, and I want to keep the Generation 1 feel to the walkthrough. And the reason why these teams are also pre-selected is also because I want to keep the feel of Pokemon Stadium, in that when you go to a cup like a Pokeball Cup or a Prime Cup Ball, you tend to have a lot of rental Pokemon. And I want to keep that feeling, so that's why I also pre-selected the team, so that way I can have a rental team sort of feel to it. And it's going to be as if you're entering into the Poke Cup battle or the Prime Cup battle, except you're no longer going to have the 8-trainer cap. It's going to be more than 8 trainers. It's going to be the whole story of PokeMMO, so that's going to be a lot of fun to cover. Alright, and last but certainly not least, no type can be repeated, and that is to keep things interesting. If I go to one region, I have to make sure that the types are not repeated. So, in other words, if I have one fighting type, then that means I can't have a fighting type for Kanto. If I have a water type for Hoenn, that means I can't have a water type for Hoenn. Any other water type. I just have to pick one type for each region, and that is to keep the content interesting. So Bulbasaur is here. Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, and Charizard. Alright, and I'm looking forward to covering the walkthrough here. Thank you so much for watching. This is the PokeMMO Pokemon Stadium YouTube channel. Don't forget to comment or subscribe to our channel, like or dislike the content that you see here, and I'm looking forward to covering this walkthrough. Oh yeah, and keep in mind, hidden items may be documented, so you may want to watch this if you want to look for the hidden items here in game. Just like in my previous walkthroughs that I've done before. Anyways, this is the PokeMMO Pokemon Stadium YouTube channel. Don't forget to comment or subscribe to the channel, like or dislike the content that you see here. And this is the PokeMMO Pokemon Stadium YouTube channel, signing off. Ride that surf! PokeMMO Pokemon Stadium.